In this video, we are going to talk about what is ruining Universal for me personally. We're also going to talk about this whole idea that annual pass holders and Magic Keys are Disney's most loyal fan base. We're going to talk about both of these topics today, up next on OG 55. Welcome aboard to another episode of OG 55.
May I have your attention, please?
All right, I'm flying solo today, and we have a lot to discuss. So first on the menu, I wanted to kind of go over a couple of different tweets, and names are blurred out. I'm not trying to call anybody out in particular. These tweets are basically just to sort of like set a jumping off point into an overall point that I am trying to make. Okay, so in the start of the show, I said, there's something that's going on with Universal that's kind of ruining this brand, this franchise for me. Okay, go ahead and read this tweet. We're going to talk about that. So this person says here, Universal Orlando, we're building a new land. E.T. is staying. Also, a whole new theme park by 2025. Walt Disney World, still working on Tron. That was announced in 2017, right? And then we got the little LOL in there. Right, got to add the little LOL in there, right? Still working on Tron. Okay, so this is what's ruining Universal for me. Universal makes a fantastic product, and that product is only getting better and better and better, and they should be absolutely applauded for that. Okay, so this whole thing that I'm presenting to you right now is not about Universal per se. It's about the fans. It's about the fans, okay? The fans are ruining this franchise for me, 100%. And this is a perfect example of why. Universal is constantly being used. Universal and the great things that they do is constantly being weaponized and used as a modality to go after Disney. It's never just, hey, Universal's doing great things. Absolutely, that's awesome. It's always done in this way that's kind of like utilized and weaponized against the mouse, right? So it's like, yeah, look at all the great things Universal is doing. Too bad Walt Disney World fucking sucks, right? Ha ha ha. And a lot of tweets, this isn't just this person. I mean, there's a lot of tweets out there. I'm sure you see it on Twitter, social media, where this is the case. We can never just let Universal do great things, right? It's always got to be used as a means to attack Disney. Okay. Now, I have been very upfront with my audience over the years. My passion, my heart lies with Disney. I like Universal, but I love Disney. So when I see a franchise like Universal being used as a means to attack the thing that I love and have a real passion for, yeah, that's going to fucking turn me off to Universal. The fans have done more to make me dislike Universal than anything. I mean, it really does turn me off to this brand. And I try really, really hard not to let that be the case, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's not really Universal's fault. It's the fans that are kind of doing this. Star Wars has a similar problem. The fandom in Star Wars can get really, really toxic. And a lot of normies are kind of turned off to Star Wars because of how the fans behave. Not necessarily what Star Wars is or isn't doing. It's because of how the fans are kind of behaving, and the narratives and the attacking and all that and drama and nonsense. I would really be more on this Universal hype train if it wasn't constantly being used as a way to attack Disney. Can we just celebrate Universal for doing great things instead of it always being about going after Disney, instead of it always having that final little jab at the end? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, fuck Disney. See, Universal's great. Fuck Disney. That's what drives me absolutely up the wall. And that's what's really turning me off this franchise. It really, really is. People at home, have you noticed this? Have you noticed this? Is, as a Disney fan, as a diehard Disney fan, is it turning you off as well to Universal? Is it hard to sort of get behind a company that just is constantly, it's just constantly being presented as a means to go after what you love the most, Disney? Is it hard for you to support that brand? It is for me. It is for me. The theme park fans have successfully ruined Universal in a lot of ways for me because of this. And it's really, really sad. So comment down below. I'd love to hear from you in regards to your opinions on this topic. Now, we have more to discuss, though. Absolutely. All right. Now we are going to talk about loyal fans. Okay. Disney's most loyal fans, right? You hear this a lot, right? Especially right now with the reservation system and everything. And even like the mainstream media, they kind of fall into this trap, right? When they refer to Magic Keys or annual pass holders at Walt Disney World, it's always like Disney's most loyal fan base, the pass holders. Okay, I can't stand this narrative. I can't it screams, it just reeks of like arrogance, okay? And kind of a lot of entitlement. But I'm going to read you a couple of tweets. And again, same as the last one. This isn't really about this person in particular. It's just kind of giving us kind of a catalyst, a jumping off point to make a broader point, okay? So this person says here, the problem is they are replacing loyal fans who treat Walt Disney World as if it is a holy land with fans that treat it as if it's Six Flags. They don't care about the history of the place or Walt's vision. That's why we've seen an uptick in fights and nasty interactions with cast members. Now, first of all, before we move on to the next tweet, this tweet reeks of entitlement. It's very hoity-toity, like, yes, the unwashed masses, they're not as loyal as we are, and they just don't know how to behave in the parks. What is this? What is this? They don't care about the history of the place or Walt's vision. Well, I got news for you. Neither do a lot of the key holders. Because when I was on this channel every single day in July, when Disney left out Walt Disney's speech at the rededication ceremony this last summer, the key holders weren't lining up behind me in support. Oh no, I was one of the few voices that were actually mad. Most of the key holders didn't give a shit. See, that's the thing. Unless it affects key holders directly, like with their reservation or with their pocketbook or with Genie Plus, then they care. Walt's legacy didn't seem to be a big issue when they left Walt's speech out this past summer. Not for Magic Keys. I was on the front lines. I was complaining about this constantly, and I was constantly being told by key holders that I was crazy and I was overreacting. So this whole notion by this person that, well, the loyal fans, right? The annual pass holders, the key holders, they care about Walt's vision. I don't know. Firsthand, they didn't seem to really care that much this last summer. Then the tweet goes on to say these new fans, again, this kind of like superiority complex a little bit going on here. These new fans aren't loyal. They just spend more money than the loyal fans per visit. That's why Disney is pushing out the loyal APs in favor of people that will visit the park once in 10 years. Push away the Walt Disney World fanatics and the park will suffer. Doubt this will work out long term. Okay, first of all, I cannot stand this narrative, this kind of like mindset that like, unless you have an annual pass, unless you have a Magic Key, unless you're going to the parks 2 and 3 times a week, somehow you're not as loyal as the fan who only goes once a year or once every 5 years or once every 10 years. This is absolute bullshit. And this really makes me mad. This really makes me mad. Here in California, the Magic Key program, the annual pass program was full, packed full of normies who win all the time. I know because a lot of them I work with at my 9-to-5 job. They were not Disney fanatics. They were not Disney's most loyal. These were not people that would spend an afternoon watching Sherman Brother documentaries. These were normies who saw value in the pass holder program, so they grabbed it for their family. This idea that somehow pass holders and key holders are more loyal because they go more. That's just not true. You can have the kid from Minnesota who doesn't get to go to the parks really that much, but has a real passion for these parks and building models of the rides or whatever. Just because that kid doesn't necessarily live close to a Disney park, or maybe that kid's family doesn't have the money to afford to go all the time, doesn't mean that that person isn't a loyal fan, doesn't respect Walt's history, and doesn't love this company. And just because you have a key holder who happens to have the money and happens to live close and goes all the time doesn't make that person a diehard Disney loyal fan either. They can just be people that just like to spend time with their family, and that's a great place to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But this whole idea that that the key holders and the annual pass holders are just more loyal, and the people that don't go as much as we do, they're somehow just, they're not as special as us, that go 3 times a week. Oh man, I can't stand this. And look, I'm a local, I'm a key holder, right? And I think this makes all of us look bad. And that's what it really frustrates me the most. It makes all of us look really, really bad. Okay. We're all fans here. We all enjoy Disney here. Okay. This isn't some sort of like, dick measuring contest, right? Where we're all gonna I got more loyalty than you. I got the pass to prove it. That's nonsense. That's nonsense, And this kind of arrogance, this kind of narrative really, 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 really bothers me. And again, this isn't singling out this person in particular, because this is a narrative that really does permeate through the culture. This is something that I've seen over and over and over again, and it's perpetuated by mainstream media. I see outlets when they report on the Magic Key lawsuit and what have you, they refer to Magic Keys as the most loyal customers. That's just not true. They are not necessarily the most loyal. Some of them are, but not always, not a lot of times. I don't know, guys and gals. Makes me mad. It makes me mad. But comment down below. What are your thoughts on what we talked about Universal in terms of kind of the fans ruining that franchise a little bit when they kind of weaponize it and use it as a way to attack Disney, something that we all care about very much. Does it leave a bad taste in your mouth? Also, comment down below with your thoughts on this whole idea of the most loyal fans and this kind of narrative of this arrogance, right? Oh, we're the most loyal, right? We matter the most, that whole thing. What do you think about that? Because that really drives me crazy. But comment down below. Would love to hear from you. Thank you all so much for watching OG55, celebrating 6 years of the channel. And we do appreciate each and every person that has subscribed, liked, watched, commented, shared. We have made a fantastic community over the years here on the channel. We do appreciate it so much. We love you all. Thank you all so much. And as always, may the force be with you.